Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Janelle and I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In today's video, I was like, you know what, I haven't sat down and played with makeup and done like bold colors and cut creases. And I don't know if you guys follow Kiki Adams on YouTube, but last night I was binge watching her videos. I've been subscribed to her for so long, and she always does such dramatic like cut creases and bold colors. So it inspired me to just like sit down, film, have fun, just go with the flow, not really think about it. And yeah, she's pretty much what inspired this bold, dramatic look today, and just inspired me to step out of my comfort zone and do something different. This literally took me like 3 hours to do, so I really hope that you guys like it. But if not, at least I had fun. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I got the super bold, dramatic makeup look with very subtle skin, I'm also wearing no foundation on my skin right now. So stay tuned if you guys want to see how I got this look. My skin is already moisturized, and I did do my brows off camera. They are looking a little bit much, but I promise by the time I do my powder and foundation, those will come together. And then I went ahead and primed my eyelids using my mcgrath Sublime Concealer. And I brought my eyeshadow primer all the way in here and out here because I do want to extend my eyeshadow pretty far out. So whenever you want to do a dramatic eyeshadow look, make sure that you are taking your primer out as far as you want your shadow to go. So it's literally like all the way out here and all in here. And I went ahead and cleaned up on top of my brows using my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. That way when I do my foundation later, it doesn't like mess up my brows. So I'm gonna do eyes first, but before I do my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and prime using my e.l.f. Putty Primer. I have been loving this lately. And the reason that I want to prime now is so that way by the time I'm done with my eyes, my primer will already be like soaked into my skin. So I'm pretty sure I'll mention this in my intro, but I was watching Kiki Adams, which is one of my favorite YouTubers. She's so talented. She literally films herself doing makeup on other people, but she's always doing dramatic cut creases. She's always playing with glitter. So I brought some glitters out that I was kind of like inspired to play with. So I might whip out one of these. For some reason, I was like, let me play with my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette because this has so many pretty like vibrant but wearable colors. And with the glitter, but we'll see. I feel like I kind of want the yellow in this palette peeking through everything. So I'm going to take that with my MAC 217S brush. It's more of like a denser sort of blending brush. That way all of my shadows are super pigmented. I don't want to do this. I'm like scared. I haven't done dramatic look in so long. I'm going to start by tapping it. I just kind of tapped it in like a wing on the end, and now I'm just tapping it in my crease. So once I have that placed there, I'm going to take my Morphe M456. This brush is so cool because it's pretty much like a small version of the MAC 217, the previous brush I was just using. It's like half the size of it. So you still get that blend, you still are able to pack on color, but it's more precise, so it lets you get a little bit deeper and more controlled in your crease. I think, what color do I want to do? Feeling myself and then put that little bit deeper in my crease. So for this one, how do I want to do this? I'm going to stamp it on this outer edge first, again, and kind of following that same like extended eye that I just did. And now I'm just patting it throughout my crease. I'm going to start by laying down the color first, and then I'll go back and kind of blend it. So once I lay the product down like that, I'm going to go back in with the first blending brush, my MAC 217, and whatever yellow is left on that, I'm just going to lightly press. Like super lightly, I'm just pressing on top of the edges of the orange just to softly kind of buff it out. So whatever's on my lid doesn't have to be perfect because I will be cutting that out. Sure, now I'm going to take this color called My Man, and it is like a really pretty, almost like a corally bright orange. The colors in this palette are so vibrant. So I'm gonna pick that up with a MAC 239, something more dense, and really pack that lower in my crease. I'm just gonna pat it. Honestly, I don't even think it's gonna show up because it's kind of the same intensity as my previous shade. Previous brush that has that orange, and then just buff it out. Yeah, that really didn't do much because it was pretty much like the same tone as the previous color. I might just leave it like this. I don't know if I want to go too dark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my crease, and to do that I'm going to be using my P. Louise eyeshadow base. And now I'm just going to take my MAC 195 brush, which fits like perfect in my inner corner to cut. I'm going to coat both sides of my brush, and I'm just going to start stamping it in my crease. Now taking my MAC 224, a smaller synthetic brush, I'm just going to use that to pick up any excess of the eyeshadow base and then sharpen the edges a little bit more. I'm noticing some separation there on the outer corner, so I'm going to take the last color that I put deeper in my crease and try to fix it by just patting over it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see, but there's like patchiness. So I think with this palette, you can't layer or pack on too many powders on top of each other or it's gonna skip like this. So since it's doing that, I'm just going to end up cutting my crease all the way down. Maybe I can do a wing to kind of erase that because that's not looking cute. Drag my cut crease down further. Now, I'm just gonna clean up some of this fallout. Alright, so I can't decide what I want to do, but I remembered I had this really pretty golden green color in my Natasha Denona palette. So I think that that's what I want to place all over my eyelid. So I went ahead and coated both sides of my brush, and now I'm gonna wet it with some Fix Plus. But do I want to do this all over my lid or only on a portion? How do I want to do this? This is life or death. I'm just gonna take it all over. So I'm gonna start by stamping it. Alright, I'm gonna see how this NYX eyeliner will work. This is one of the Vivid Brights. To be honest, I don't even know if they still make it. But, I mean, it's not going... Oh no, that's gonna separate. Alright guys, we're gonna try to make this work. I'm gonna try to use this Anastasia liquid lipstick as eyeliner. This could either go completely right or wrong. And this is in the shade Neon Coral. It looks like this. Oh no, that won't even go. Let's just try. I can do a thin line of it first, see if it goes, and then if it doesn't, I'll just go over with the black. I'm gonna take though that same brush that's with this NYX one. I'm just gonna toss this because I'm pretty sure it's expired anyway. I also got inspired and I kind of want to wrap this around my cut crease. Hopefully this works out. I just want to take a really thin amount, outline my crease. Now I'm just gonna apply some mascara and lashes, then I'll go ahead and do my other eye off camera, and then we'll be back to do the face makeup. Alright, so my eyes are kind of done. I don't know how I feel. I guess they look okay. They're not too bad. But I don't know if I want to do foundation or not just because my eyes are so dramatic. I was thinking about possibly contrasting it and keeping my skin super natural. Start by going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. And if I'm happy with the way this looks by itself, then I will go in with foundation. If I do end up wanting more coverage, then I will go in with a foundation on top. What's great about this is that this just kind of like evens up the skin without necessarily needing to go in with like an actual full coverage foundation. So I'm just going to buff that in with my MAC 170 brush. See the glow that this gives to the skin? It's just so pretty. So yeah, I actually think I'm going to leave this as is because I know my concealer is going to give me a ton of coverage. So for concealer, I'll be using my Pat McGrath Sublime Concealer. This is like the most full coverage concealer on the market. And I'm going to be really gentle close to under my eye because we got like our little extended wing. Then I'm just going to be buffing that out with my e.l.f. Camo Sponge. And again, I'm just going to do my best to be really gentle. And then I might go in with a brush to get like really close to the edges of my shadow. But I just find that this concealer is so full coverage that I don't really necessarily need to go in with a foundation all over. I'm just gonna take a clean MAC 252 brush and then use it to get the edges of my shadow. Would you mind pouring me an iced coffee?
Pouring you an iced coffee?
Yeah. Babe, don't laugh when you come in the room, okay? Don't laugh at my makeup.
Okay, I hear you.
You're the best. You made that perfect. I love you. Y'all, I've been filming for so long, I had to get an iced coffee because I was starting to fall asleep. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and contour using the one and only my e.l.f. Deep Caramel Whoops, this is so dirty. e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Deep Caramel. And this will just help warm up my skin a little bit. I didn't blend out the front part of my nose highlight because I normally like to do that after I've buffed out my contour. So I'm going to buff that out using my Morphe M523 brush. This also I find gives my skin a little bit more coverage. And I feel like I put it pretty much everywhere where I don't put the concealer. And I've noticed that I don't really need foundation because I'm using like concealer for contouring, concealer under my eyes, that sometimes just adding the foundation just gives it like an extra layer of heaviness that I don't always need. And my skin hasn't even been on its best behavior yet, but I find that when I do all of this, it gives me enough coverage. And I'm just gonna press it on my cheeks. I'm not gonna rub like I was doing on my forehead, just lightly tapping it. And then that way I don't move it too high up or too far down. I'm kind of keeping it right where I placed it. And then I also like to really push it back into my hairline. Pushing it into my skin. And then since this is looking a little bit dark, I'm just gonna go back over with my sponge or whatever concealer is left on it and just like work it into my skin. That way my concealer and my contour all blend together really nice. Take a little bit more of my Pat McGrath concealer and put some right in here. And now I'm just going to buff out the contour. And to do that, I'm using my MAC 217 or any sort of smaller, like light fluff brush. Something that'll blend it a little bit without blending it too far out. So now I'm just going in my Makeup Revolution cream blush palette. I don't know if they still make it, but I will try to link like a similar palette down below. And I'm going to be taking this really pretty peachy color just to apply a healthy blush. And now I'll also be using a cream highlight. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Wand. And how I like to apply this is I'll put some on the back of my hand and then just pick it up with my beauty sponge. Or can I just tap it? Actually, I'm just gonna tap it directly on my cheek and then just buff it out, buff it out with my beauty sponge. I'm also gonna put some down my nose and on my forehead. Then I'm just gonna take the same sponge, work it into the skin. Our skin is glowing. So now for powder, I'll be using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. And I'm just gonna really press that into my skin to give me a really nice airbrush finish. Now I'm just gonna quickly bake underneath of my eye and the sides of my nose using my Wet n Wild translucent powder. Also gonna bake underneath of here. Now just gonna quickly press the bake into my skin. And the reason I'm pressing, that had cream blush on it. Thank God it didn't get everywhere. But anyways, like I was saying, the reason that I'm pressing my bake and not sweeping it away is because whenever I press it, it gives me a really pretty velvet finish to my skin. Versus when I swipe, I find that it can sometimes leave like dry looking patches. So I'm just taking whatever cream is left on my brush. I'm not dipping into any more. And I'm just gonna lightly bring some color back to my cheeks and on my nose. More powder contour or powder blush because I don't want my skin to look too intense since the eyes are so dramatic. So I think I'm gonna leave my skin like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set my makeup with my Mario Badescu Rose Water facial spray. And then this will also help bring back like my cream highlight that I put. so that nothing gets like now too. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna take this color, My Man, and just stamp that with a pencil brush on my lower lash line. I don't think I want to do too much with my lower lash line. I think this is the only color I want to use just to keep it, I don't know, bold but simple. So I'm just gonna stamp it. Let's pray we don't get too much fallout. And then now to keep it simple, I'm just gonna take this blending brush that we started off with that has a little bit of that yellow left, not taking any extra product, and I'm just gonna lightly graze the edges. It's not really gonna do much other than help soften the color a little bit. So now I'm just gonna take my L'Oreal Bambi Lash in dark brown and use that for my lower lashes. And I'm gonna take this orange liner from MAC. It's called Genuine Orange. I thought this was limited edition, and I'm just gonna place that in my waterline. So for my lips, I'm going to line them using my KKW Nude 2 lip pencil. And for lipstick, I'll be using Peach Stock by MAC, the perfect warm nude color. I'm just going to take a small pencil brush and marry the lipstick and lip pencil together. So I'm debating between these two for lip gloss. This one is the KKW X Mario lip gloss. It's gonna be more nude. Oh, sorry, I also tried another one in the center, but I definitely don't want to use this one. And then I also have Shimmy by Morphe. I'm thinking this will be pretty because it'll make it a little bit warmer, but the other one will be pretty too. Maybe I can mix them. Hold on. I'm gonna apply the KKW X Mario lip gloss in Proud of You. So yeah, that's really pretty. And then I'm gonna apply a hint of Shimmy by Morphe to give it a little bit more of like an orangey tint. Alright you guys, and this is the completed makeup look. I'm actually kind of feeling it. I think it actually looks pretty. It's different. I like how I went dramatic with the eyes but didn't go overboard with the skin. So although my eyes look crazy, I still feel somewhat like myself because I don't feel like I have harsh contour and all that. So I highly recommend, if you guys are interested in like trying something different, just try to balance it out. If you want to go super bold with your skin, keep your eyes subtle, or if you want to play with some really bold fun colors, just keep your skin more subtle, and you'd be surprised how much more wearable this is. Like, I actually think that this looks kind of pretty, and for the most part, whenever I do bold looks like this, I always think they look pretty on my eyes, but my face, like, I just think looks weird. But like this, I'm actually kind of feeling. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I upload. I hope I don't have lip gloss on my teeth. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see next. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!